Welcome to another episode of Sheepdog Gun Armory. We're out here at the range today. It's actually a really nice day today. I feel the breeze, it's cool.
The clouds came out, cooled down a little bit, right when we're done.
But today we're going to be talking about some shotguns. We've got from very mild shotguns to a little wilder shotguns that these two brought. You know, I thought mine was pretty nicely done, but they've done a great job with their shotguns. We've got magazine fed, tube fed, double tube fed. You've got an AK shotgun.
Box fed.
Semi-automatic too.
Yeah,
so
nice. And then Brandon, you got your zombie shotgun.
Gotta have the zombie shotgun, of course, you know, into the world.
So, you know, if you need your CCWs to protect yourselves from the zombies at the other world, check out this guy at TriadDefense.Vegas.
Absolutely.
And if you want to find out more about how to kill the zombies, check out Tracy Guns on social medias. But yeah, we're going to have some fun today with these shotguns. Brandon, you want to talk about the ones you brought a little bit?
Yeah, so what I brought is the KelTec. I brought the KS7. So this is a bullpup design, so it puts the action behind the hand. It holds 2 3/4 or 3-inch shells, or you can hold the mini shells, and you can get up to 11 plus in this one. This also always depends on what size shell you're using. And then the KSG is the double tube, which is going to hold twice as many as the KS7. KSG is what actually came out first. It's a very popular gun. You can see this in a lot of movies like Terminator. And then they came out with the more practical model, the KS7, which is going to hold the same amount of rounds as like a Remington 870 or a Mossberg 500. But the advantage, this is a lot better for home defense because it's shorter. Obviously, we can see the size difference right here. It holds the same amount of rounds. You can just use it in corridors and smaller doorways and not have to swing a long gun around a little bit more, but that's what I brought here.
So basically, the KelTecs are basically bullpup shotguns.
They are bullpup shotguns, tactical styles as well.
Yeah, that's where the rounds are kind of loaded behind the trigger group.
Correct.
And then in that sense, they're short, really short. They're 18.5-inch barrels, but they're really short as far as wielding them.
And the KSG, that is your highest capacity shotgun, pump action shotgun on the market today.
How many rounds?
Well, it depends on what you're using. So if you're using like 3.5 or 3-inch or 2 3/4-inch, but I believe, don't quote me on this one, it's been a little bit while, but if you're using the mini shells by Aguila, this holds up to 21. So I believe that is 10 shells per tube plus 1, or it's 22 plus 1. Just don't quote me on that. Obviously, it's a lot less if you're using, you know, larger shells, but I would definitely recommend shooting the Aguila shells out of these guns right here. Now, they work on these, but these don't work in every single shotgun. So it is important to know if your shotgun can even run this. Like if you were to try to put this in Tracy's gun right now, it is not going to run. If you try to put this inside this Remington magazine fed one, or sorry, Mossberg magazine fed one, it's not going to work, but it does work in these though.
I have found in one of my cheaper Mossberg 500s, I can run those.
Oh, can you?
You just have to be careful when you pump it. You know, you kind of got to rack it right away, because if you get a chance to bobble around, that's when you kind of lose that fit.
They make adapters too, so if you have like a Remington 870 or a Mossberg 500, there's like a little adapter you can put inside the feed well that actually helps you feed these. Just because they're so short, they can't do that. They flip backwards and they get stuck and stuff like that. But
yeah, but I noticed I was able to pump it pretty quick on that one. One of the few shotguns I was able to do it with. Yeah. But Tracy, your shotgun's pretty nicely done up there. You want to talk about that one real quick?
I think it's wild.
Yes. So I have, this is originally was a VEPR 12, and then I sent it off to Dissonant Arms, and they customized it into a competition race gun, and it is now considered a KL12 after they put their sauce on it. They asked me what color I wanted. I said dealer's choice. So this is what I got back. I have a lot of pictures of me with blue hair and pink shirts, so I guess that's how this ended up. But this is an AK style box fed shotgun. This is a VEPR 12, and this is a Russian gun, and I got it right before they cut off the import of Russian guns into the country. So which is unfortunate. It is unfortunate because there's a lot of good guns that come out of there, but I am stoked that I got one of these, because when I got it, I paid about $800 from a store, and then now getting it is next to impossible.
That is one hell of a muzzle brake on that.
What'd you say?
That is one hell of a muzzle brake on that thing.
Yes, it's serious.
That thing looks like a cannon.
It's serious, and it's fun to shoot. And I mean, this is what the magazine looks like. It's like I said, it's called a box-fed shotgun. I guess that's considered a box-fed shotgun as well.
Yeah.
And it's designed to be really quick. It's got a big magwell so that I can get this into the
Fast reloads.
yeah, get into the gun really quick. The magazine actually has a
hook, kind of like a
so
hook clip. Right
I really don't have any room to stick it on there, but you can just like hook it onto your belt
Nice.
like that, and then you can grab it really fast on the reload. So,
How many shells you get in that mag?
12.
12
in this one. I do have one that's longer that can hold 15. I've
15.
seen ones that are even longer.
Yeah.
And, I've
And just
seen
for
drum,
reference, the Mossberg one holds 10.
yeah, and I've seen drum mags
Yeah,
that will hold 25.
That's a
but
big
that's-
ass mag.
That's also very heavy. It's very
Yeah.
heavy between your ammunition and then your firearm,
course.
because this is not a light gun.
Yeah.
And if you want to see what the front muzzle blast looked like, just come to Tracy's house in the middle of the night. She'll be happy to explain that to you.
Smile, wait for flash.
Oh wait,
So we're going to shoot these. We're going to have some fun. We'll give you guys a lot of B-roll, give you our thoughts afterwards, and then let's do it.
Okay, running the KS7 with the Aguila mini buckshot shells. Ooh. So this is the problem with mini shells. They can jam up a little bit. Exactly what we're talking about. Turn backwards.
turn backwards.
Yeah. All right, let's do that again. Ready?
Do it. It's not bad. It's actually, with those mini shells, it's a softer recoil. You want to try it, Tracy?
Yeah.
You got more.
Now it felt empty. Yep.
You can shoot all day with those things.
Fire. All right, I think Roger deserves a turn.
Then you can flip this over, get the next one. Tracy, you want to try some?
Yep. Nice.
All right, so this shotgun right here, Chris from Desert Cerakote actually put this color on there for me along with our little dog and flag logo on there. So I'm pretty happy with this shotgun, and it shoots good too. It's got the nice handguard on there as well for heat. That's it. Yeah, she shoots good.
That might be the last one. Yep. Badass.
Put the Magpul butts up, which I really like a lot. Whew. What a classic.
There's something to be said for those shotguns that you can just rack them, man.
Oh yeah, that's a beast. Rocking the Mossberg 590M. Been a while since I shot a Mossberg.
How'd that one feel with the magazine?
Not bad. It's a big difference with the KSG mini
on the
shells
bottom?
or semiotic. You feel more rock in the shoulder.
Tracy,
Yes.
I think I left you 3, okay?
3? Okay.
3.
Picked up the one.
Yeah, these are a little heavier. They're buckshot, so they're gonna be a little harder hitting, okay? That's why I went ahead and took 4.
Okay.
Nice.
No problem.
All right, shooting Brandon's zombie gun here. Nice thing about shotguns, you can do an automatic reload. Tracy? All right, cool.
Whew, getting hot. Listen, I don't care what language you speak. Everybody knows that sound.
All right, so rocking Tracy's 80s style gun here, because this kind of reminds me of the neon of the 80s.
Miami Vice.
Pretty nice. It's actually not that bad of a kick. It does kick like a shotgun, but not super bad.
Okay, we're just spraying and praying.
Would you put slugs in that?
All right, so after shooting all of these shotguns, I gotta tell you, shotguns are fun to shoot. They are abusive to your shoulder if you don't hold them correctly. As you can see, this side of the shoulder is a little redder than that side of the shoulder.
I was holding correctly.
On top of the sunburn too, by the way.
But because of the kickback, it's gonna still, you know, push against the shoulder and leave a mark. Now there are some people that, you know, you'll see them wearing those jackets that have the little padded sleeve area, especially the duck hunters. Those guys are smart. Or any kind of waterfowl category, you're going to use a longer shotgun than what we have displayed here, obviously.
Yeah, big old shells.
But we're more representing like a home defense situation, you know, and some typical shotguns that people tend to come in and buy.
Yeah.
What was your thoughts on those?
So all of them have their own unique features. I'm a tactical, practical kind of a person. So when it comes to home defense and that kind of situation, I'm gonna run with a KSG or a KS7. I like the smaller, compact idea. I like the fact that I can hold a few more shells out of it. I love the fact that you can put vertical grips and red dots and iron sights and flashlights. It's a more modern style of shotgun. You know, your neighbors and your family are 1 foot away through drywall, stucco, and styrofoam. It doesn't make sense to have the most powerful gun possible for home defense anymore because America. You know, you need to be practical. You're not going to hit every shot, and when you do miss, you need to consider, is that round going to go through other things and hit unintended targets? I'm still going to run with the KSG or the KS7 myself when it comes to home defense, but you know, the 870s and 500s, they're still great for target shooting, skeet shooting, hunting, and everything like that.
I agree with Brandon. And plus Brandon's a little more a conservationist, and since KelTec uses you know, waste scrap that they find out of the ocean, you know, to build their guns. I mean, I can understand why he's liking those guns. And there's nothing wrong with them. They work fine.
That's very liberal of you.
Very, very.
I'm more of a Mossberg 500 kind of guy. I used them a lot, you know, working with the military and stuff, and I'm just used to that. They also make the shorty compact ones, which are, you know, like the TAC 14s and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, the Shockwaves that you know, you're kind of holding it from the back end with your hand and holding the front with your forearm, and that's it. You're not shouldering that at all. That's a different variation. We didn't bring one of those out here today because that's not really what we're focusing on. But for home defense situations, you know, these will work. Even the longer ones can have their benefit, you know, for pointability and such. Tracy, I mean, you've got the fanciest one here.
So I would never use that one for home defense. I think it's great for what it's used for, and that's a lot of you know, competition shooting. They're all fun to shoot. I don't have a ton of experience with pump shotguns, so doing that many pump shotguns in a row was a lot. But this was cool. I liked it a lot.
It's very unique.
You know, I wouldn't turn down any of these. How about that? But
Now, the one thing I will say though, if you're running the magazine-fed version, it looks like it's got a tube, but it's not a magazine. It's just the magazine that disconnects. That's the only part that you can feed from. So you have to either rack it back, throw a shell in if you want to do a fast reload, or carry an extra magazine, because you cannot reload on the fly like you can with, you know, my favorite Cerakoted shotgun there. That one you can reload on the fly, easy to do. You know, you can do like Brandon did here and put a side saddle on there, just grab some shells and pop them in. You know, that's a really effective way to get a fast reload in there. So There's benefits to every single one of these. There's some drawbacks to every single one of these. The bottom line is find the one that's right for you.
Guns like this, that's tactical home defense. Guns like that, competition, fun. Longer guns, duck hunting, pheasant hunting, those kind of things.
Yep.
What is it for?
With that being said, we want to thank Brandon with Triad Defense.Vegas. Appreciate you coming out with us all the time. CCW classes, one of the best in the Valley. Tracy Guns on social medias. Make sure you check her out. Want to thank USCCA for sponsoring this video for us. We really appreciate you guys. It's been a long partnership with them, and it's been a good one. They do a lot of classes online that people can actually get on there and learn some stuff before you go to the range.
And we will be doing veteran-only classes here as well here in town. So if you're a veteran, look up the USCCA. They're offering free CCW classes for veterans, and I am also one of the instructors who does teach that.
There you go. And with that being said, we didn't use any Aegis rounds today because, they don't make shotgun shells. No. However, we want to give them a little shout out because they're always helping us out, so we appreciate them. And Desert Cerakote, Chris Marsh, if you want to get something really, really nice and nicely made, colorful Cerakote, come check out Chris Marsh. Or if you need some rattle can jobs, come and see Brandon.
Yeah.
He actually made this with a rattle can.
I did. That's all spray paint by hand.
And it looks really freaking cool.
And don't forget, come get your Taylor targets as well. We really had a chance to pepper these things up today. So we might need some new steel and definitely need some new paint.
Yeah, exactly. So that means that you guys have a great day. We'll see you on the flip side.
Absolutely.